has gone through breakups? All of us, right? What happens when you go through a breakup? Right after that, what is the state of your mind? Sitting in my room, wearing wrinkled, dirty clothes, not taking shower, deliberately listening to sad songs and crying, right? Not talking to anyone, shutting yourself in the room. I will never be loved. Every time this happens to me, right? Doubting yourself. I must have only done something, right? First you hate that person and then you start doubting yourself. Your confidence drops down, right? You binge eat and you scroll through the profile of other couples, happy couples, and get more sad. This happens, right? Right after the breakup, we go through a very dark state. That dark state in Prakriti, or the state of mind where we are constantly doubting ourselves, okay? We are very depressive. We do not want to talk to anyone. We are filled with negative thoughts, right? There's lots of lethargy, no desire to move, okay? No desire to say anything to anyone. This state of mind is what we call tamas, tamasic, okay? This is called Tamas, tamas. Okay? This usually comes when you go through episodes of failures. When you go through episodes of failure, suddenly you'll be like, I cannot do this. I've given up. I'm not good for anything. Even if you fail in one aspect of your life, you will start doubting yourself in every aspect of your life. And you become full of negativity and darkness. Now from here on, because your mind has made you feel that you cannot achieve something, you will start to pull other people down. Because you know that I cannot compete, somewhere you started feeling that, even if it is not true. Because of the so many impressions of thoughts accumulated within you, now you begin to feel that why is even other person growing? Then all of these jealousies and ill feelings and evil feelings towards others also start cultivating. So those criminals who commit crime, they are highly tamasic. And this we call the avastha, as in the state of mind is also called mood, complete ignorance. Mood avastha, complete ignorance. The chitta we spoke about, you understood chitta? The impressions are now full of only dullness and darkness. And therefore you have become, your buddhi, that means your intellect has become mood, ignorant. Mood avastha means ignorant avastha. Okay? मैं तो कुछ करूँगा नहीं और तुम्हें भी नहीं करने दूँगा. Okay? You see in the nature, when the sun goes down, the tamasic time starts. So night in the nature is qualified as tamas. That is why you sleep in the night. Because on the positive note, tamas is that attribute of the nature which help you relax, sleep, slow down. In meditation, what makes you sit and relax is tamas only. So this is the good side of the tamas. This is when tamas is balanced. When you go through injury in your body, what recovers that wound is tamas. The tamas nature helps you recover from the injury. When you die, the decaying process, let's say leaves have fallen and they begin to decay. The decaying process is what we call tamas. Okay? So darkness is tamas. That is why in the countries or the areas where sunlight is very less, people begin to develop dark feelings, suicides. That rate is higher in the countries where the sun does not show up enough. This is how you are relating. The biggest example of tamas is right after somebody's death and demise, you go into grief. Grief is tamasic. You are constantly, why me, why that person left me, oh God, you are complaining, crying, you feel helpless, you are so hurt, there is so much pain. But the tamas in that time is so important. Grief is very important. So that you go through the state and then get over it. If you don't go through the grief, you will hold on to it and that will become very, very dangerous for you. That's why they make you cry in India purposefully. When someone dies, you become like a stone in shock. They will make sure, your family members will make sure that you cry because you have to go through the tamas. But when this tamas becomes imbalanced, depression, lethargy, inactivity, negative thoughts, dark thoughts, These people are constantly thinking in their head but unable to act. Okay? They will start binge eating, they will become clumsy. The environment around them will begin to, when you're not feeling good, you will not even keep the environment around you clean. You don't care, I don't care. I don't care is ignorance that starts building within you. Okay? This is tamas. Understood? All of us go through this. Sometimes for very long period, sometimes for shorter periods during the day. Okay? All the crimes also mostly happen in the night. That is why we say that night time is the tamasic time. The sexual pleasures increase in the night. Again tamas. Okay? We have 7 chakras. Okay? We have 7 chakras. So we have one chakra at the bottom, okay, which is Mooladhara chakra. And then right above that, near the tailbone, we have Swadhisthana. Then in the navel, we have Manipur. Then you have heart chakra. We're going to take a detour. And then you have throat chakra. And then you have third eye. And then there is a Sahasrara chakra. Okay? When you are highly tamasic or you are in a state of tamas, these 2 chakras remain dominant. That is why a lot of attachment and clinginess come when you're feeling tamasic. A lot of attachment and clinginess to the things, greed to the things, is the attribute of imbalanced tamasic swabhava or nature. Okay? Inhale, a breath has inhale, hold and exhale. Okay? Inhale, hold and exhale. The exhale is tamas. Now that exhale makes you feel good because it's a conscious effort towards. But when this comes to you, someone who is very depressive or lethargic will exhale longer, but that exhale longer is not serving them. Okay? For example, keep this aside. Look at this bottle. Okay? Look at this bottle. This has what? It has mud in it. Okay? Very heavy. Okay? I try to push this, it won't really fall down very easily. Can you see through this bottle? Are you able to see? It's very heavy in nature. Okay? Can you see through this bottle? No. Why? Because this is mud. This is literally tamas. This is what we call tamas. Because no clarity, inability to see through life, inability to know what I am supposed to do in life. If I leave this bottle here, no, this mud will sit here forever and nothing will happen to this mud. It will become thick and thick and thick and thick and dry. Correct? Right now it is still moist. But if we leave it here, it's going to become dry and thick. This is what tamas does to you. So now evaluate in your mind that if you are stuck with certain thoughts for a very long time, right now you are unable to free yourself from it. You are stuck. The feeling of stuck is tamasic feeling. So if that is happening to you, at the moment, somewhere tamas guna in you is dominant. And this happens many a times in our lives, not in one scenario. And this begins to become the nature of your self and mind. It will fog everything. You will only see everything from, even if someone wants to help you, because you have become so tamasic, you will feel that this person is only selfish and is only going to take advantage of me. Inability to move on. Imagine that after the breakup, if you had only keep sleeping in that room, what would have happened to you by now? Correct? This is what happens when you are stuck. So now understood, one nature is when we are stuck in the loop of negative thinking and it is making us heavy. It is clouding every judgment, every thought, every decision making. We are starting to hate other people. We are starting to become very jealous. And we have also started to think like, if I am not growing, this person will also not grow. There are these people, they are not doing anything in life, but they will also make sure that you are not doing anything. Because inside, they don't want to act, no. The only thing they do is manipulate you with the talks. Highly tamasic people. In the foods that are very heavy in nature, fried, lots of cream, lots of cheese, lots of heavy things are tamasic in nature. Okay? For example, we are not giving you onion and garlic here. Because onion and garlic is very heavy to digest for your system. So what happens? It slows you down even when you are supposed to be active during the day. This is why we avoid onion and garlic when we are in this sadhana or these practices. Because even so much of onion and garlic can impact your system. So foods are also tamasic. Okay? You have been going through a loop of thoughts for a very, very long time. Suddenly something very beautiful happens in your life. You forget that. You forget that. So are you really that thought? You identified yourself with a loop of thoughts which has been happening to you for so long. Suddenly something very beautiful happened. For example, you've been feeling that I am not good enough to be loved by anyone. For a very long time, you have no self-confidence, nothing. Suddenly a very wonderful man comes in your life, gone. Are you really that thought? No. That's why they say that life and Maya is nothing but the play of these three gunas. You must always be sajak, aware that I am going through Rajasic state. What are the practices I need to do to come to tamas? What you can do to change the state in yoga, in lifestyle, in action, in your thoughts, in your mind. Okay? Tamasic prakriti or tamasic person. Tamasic person is obviously unable to move. Okay? So when you are going through tamasita, it's very important that you share and express. For example, why didn't we make you do any other form of meditation yesterday and dynamic meditation? Because all of us have been, most people who come here, they have something or the other going on within them. Somewhere they are heavy. So we made you Rajasic. And you will see after Rajasic, suddenly release happened. And suddenly gratefulness cultivated. Simple example in yesterday's meditation, what happened? From Tamasikta to Rajasikta to Sattvikta. So when you are going through Tamasikta, please don't sit and try to meditate. You will fail. You will actually end up sleeping. And then you will say, कुछ नहीं होता इससे, ऐसे ही है, मैं कुछ नहीं होता, मैंने सब try किया हुआ है, योगा से कुछ नहीं होता, कर ही नहीं रहे हो ना, you are not doing it properly, so you know what's the point. So what do? Please get out of your house and run. That means you need to do physical practices. When you are going through Tamasikta, physical practices bring in action. Have satsang, meaning the sang of good spiritual people. Listen to them. Do physical practices, asana practices. For example, in yoga, if you are doing Surya Namaskar, don't do slow Surya Namaskar, do fast one. Do fast. Break the tamas from within and automatically you will feel like relaxing after that. The fog will begin to lift off. In your actions, try to socialize. Try to meet your friends, meet family. People you trust, go and talk to them and share. Even though you don't feel like you have to, because that is the only thing that is going to help you come out of that state. Okay? So, do that. Reduce the heavy foods from your life. The moment you feel tamasic, try to cut down on fried cheese, heavy, sugary foods. Okay? Sign up and commit yourself for a practice. Even if it is an asana practice, go for it. Jump in the pool and swim. All I am saying is this. Okay? You know, there are times when you wake up from the bed, but then you are also sitting like this, thinking in your mind, should I take 5 more minutes of sleep or should I get out? Right? This is Tamasikta. But there's like, let it be. And then you stand up and then you get out of the bed and immediately that state is gone. Because you have stood up, you acted and you are out of that state. This is what you need to understand. When you are going through these dark things, you have to do dynamic meditation, do shaking, do tapping, do release. Okay? This is going to help you. Share, reduce the food. First thing you need to do is make up your room. Because I am pretty sure when you go through Tamasikta, first thing that goes off is your surroundings. Room. You don't do cleanliness much. Clean your wardrobe. When you are feeling tamasic, go make your wardrobe. Clean your wardrobe, literally. This is going to help you. So these are the things. So when it comes to yogic asanas, okay, do fast Surya Namaskar. Don't do slow. No, here power yoga is helpful. Somewhere we are using it. Okay. Power yoga is move the body. No problem. Treat asana like exercise. Just move. And then you will come to a point where the movement will begin to slow down. And the fog will lift. You know, you've seen people, you feel frustrated, you just run, jog. Why do they say run? because it lifts up the fog. Okay? When it comes to breathing practices, don't do anulom vilom, deep breathing. Deep breathing after deep sleep. After 10 minutes, deep breathing will become deep sleep. Okay? So not. Kapal bhati, Bastrika, ventilation. That time, if you wake up in the morning, so tamasic people, if you're going through tamasikta, even if you wake up in the morning, even if you had good sleep, you'll still feel like sleeping more. You want to fix your life, follow the simple rule. So when you feel tamasic in your yoga, you will not do anulom vilom. First start with Kapal bhati, Bastrika. We will teach you these. These are stimulating pranayama. Okay? Cut down on the quantity of food. Actually eat fruits and lighter foods, and if you can fast, nothing like it. Go for walks after every meal. Talk more. Tamasic people, they'll remain silent and in their head the whole world is going on. Through tamasikta, try to look for things that you were or are good at. Try to do more of that. Okay? Let's say for example you are a very good dancer. Okay? And dance is something that you really enjoy. When you are going through tamasikta, dance. Let's say you love singing. You are going through tamasikta, sing. It is going to bring the confidence back in you because you are good at something. What you need in that moment is to build your confidence back. And so you need to do things which are more of your things. Okay? Cut down on heavy foods, cut down on cheese, cut down on lots of carbs. Automatically, just by one breathing practice, you can break tamasikta in that moment. The thing is, you need to be aware that I am feeling tamasic. Now, please don't go back home and start saying, oh, you are rajasic, oh, you are tamasic. Then you are again becoming rajasic, tamasic, because you are judging others. Okay? Don't start, oh, you're going, tell me what you're going through. Okay, I'll check my notes and I'll tell you what you are going through. Okay, first fix yourself, become so aware, there were periods in my life, very recently, I was in Kerala I was going through tamasic phase for a month long time. Imagine someone like me is binging Netflix and eating so much. It happens to everybody. And because it happened to me at such a state where I am living so differently, I was baffled. See, little bit of tamas baffled me so much that it went on for a month and I decided to pack my bags and leave. Because I knew ekant ka samay aa gaya hai. I need to contemplate. No amount of physical exercise will help me. I need ekant. I need solitude. I need to be alone. I need to decode what went wrong. And I was able to decode. I gave myself those days and immediately I figured, yes, that went wrong. Back with full energy, multiplied energy. Okay? This is what you need to be aware of. Am I clear? What you do when you're going through tamasikta? Socialize, go party, talk to friends, go dance in a club. Permitted. Break this tamasikta. Okay? Listen to good sages, saints, gurus, read good books. Okay? But action. Get out of your room, get out of your house and come back only in the evening. Okay? When you're going through tamasikta, you cling to your room. That's your dungeon. Get out of it. Okay? If you're going through this, give a duty to your friend that please call me after every 3 hours and check on me. Understood?